Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the channel. The topic of discussion for today is something that has been going on with some of our favorite creators over at Watcher, and it is something that needs to be discussed. Have these creators just damaged their entire YouTube career? But quickly before we continue the video, we just wanted to apologize for the lack of uploads. Our busy personal lives lead to us having less time to create the content that you enjoy. And from now on, we will be uploading more regularly. And with that, let's dive right back into the video. For those who might not be aware, Watcher is a YouTube channel that is extremely well known and is managed by Ryan Bergara, Shane Madej, and Stephen Lim. As a result of their work on BuzzFeed Unsolved, these individuals have garnered a lot of praise, and they have now gone on to produce their unique style of material that is mysterious, humorous, and interesting. However, in recent times, several occurrences have come to light that have caused both fans and critics to question the future of the band. So then, what took place? To begin, let's take a look at some remarks and behaviors that have caused controversy. Several people thought Ryan Bergara's recent tweets to be disrespectful and tone-deaf. These tweets originated from him. The anger that resulted from these tweets came from fans and other creators because they were seen as dismissive of some social issues' significance. The comments made by Ryan did not sit well with a lot of individuals, particularly because he had a favorable reputation in the past. Neither Shane nor Steven spoke out against the situation, which simply served to add gasoline to the flames and gave the impression that they either did not care or were participating in the affair. Following that, let's talk about business. Watcher has only recently introduced a membership service that provides users with access to unique material. Nevertheless, the rollout was not the smoothest. Fans thought that the prices were excessively exorbitant in comparison to the value that was provided, and there were concerns about the absence of fresh and interesting content. What we are left wondering is why they even considered offering a subscription service in the first place. Would it not have been possible for them to just strike a deal with an existing streaming service? Since they moved from BuzzFeed, it appeared that they had a bit of a hiring bloat. This is because BuzzFeed can afford to hire a large number of individuals to work on a project full-time, and they are also able to refuse pay raises and terminate staff. When we think back to Watcher, we see that they had a full-time team, and in some of their videos, they have even given credit to 25 different people. This is insane for their smaller business size, and it was not sustainable. It puts pressure on the minds behind Watcher to latch onto new ideas to make the viewers pay more for the same content or even worse content. In addition, the decisions that they made about the development of their YouTube television series were exceptionally poor. It would have been more to their advantage to concentrate solely on their most successful shows, Ghost Files and Puppet History. Because these two shows were by far their most successful, they were the primary reason that their audience tuned in. It would have been possible for them to progressively introduce other shows after they had established a firm foundation with these successful series. This would have allowed them to learn how the public would react to the additions. On the other hand, they decided to dive headfirst into the situation, aggressively cranking out every new concept they had without much thought for the rhythm or the input from the audience. The implementation of this strategy resulted in an excessive amount of content, which in turn led to a drop in the quality of their flagship series. As a consequence of this, the content that viewers have primarily watched and loved them for has diminished, which may have the effect of alienating their core fans. If they had taken a more controlled and planned approach, concentrating first on establishing their popular series before experimenting with new content, they might have been able to keep the overall quality of their programming and the happiness of their viewers at a higher level. Even after 2 years, they are already having trouble making ends meet financially. The fact that they are millionaires who get money from YouTube, Patreon, their sponsorships, tours, and other sources makes this sound completely absurd. What is the point of people having faith in their business sense moving ahead if they are unable to make that work? As a result, a significant portion of their devoted audience felt as though they had been taken advantage of and began to question their continued support for the channel. The kind of response that you receive can be quite detrimental when you are dependent on your fan base for your livelihood. At the same time, there has been a significant amount of public drama inside the Watcher team itself. There are rumors that Ryan, Shane, and Steven are having arguments and conflicts within themselves, and some people believe that their differences in artistic expression are causing them to become estranged from one another. If this is true, it may be a catastrophe for the channel, according to a YouTuber. A split team is unable to provide the same high-quality content that we are accustomed to and enjoy. Fans tune in not only for the material, but also for the relationship between the creators, and you can bet your bottom dollar that their fans adored the connection that existed between Ryan and Shane. Many individuals even asserted that the primary reason they were watching was because of the connection that existed between the two of them during the show. How does all of this add up to potentially ruining their careers? By alienating your audience, mismanaging your firm, and allowing internal issues to become public, you are essentially shooting yourself in the foot and opening yourself up to the possibility of losing everything. Connectivity and trust are the foundations around which YouTube was created. When something like that is broken, it is extremely difficult to rebuild. Watcher could see a significant drop in viewership and revenue, and the creators might find it difficult to regain their footing even if they try to move on to new projects. Is there any way that they could get better? Most likely. Ryan, Shane, and Steven must confront these kinds of problems head on. To make their apology more credible, they need to apologize honestly. It is important to acknowledge where they were coming from without laying blame on anyone. Demonstrate that they are paying attention to the issues and that they are willing to make concessions, not only on the most popular social media platforms, but also on their accounts. In conclusion, truly carrying out the improvements that they have promised and following through with them. Even though this will not correct anything, it would put a halt to the bleeding and provide fans with the opportunity to return once they have demonstrated that they can be trusted once more. This is going to take some time to complete. For the future, they would have to make sure that any new business venture is fair and valuable to their fans, rather than simply predicting what would work well, said a YouTuber at the time. Both openness and communication will be essential in this situation. In conclusion, the Watcher team is going through a difficult time, but this does not necessarily mean that it is finished. We have witnessed inventors recover from more difficult circumstances, but only if they take the appropriate approach. Let's keep our fingers crossed that they can turn things around and keep producing the content that we adore. Clips of happier days on Watcher, each of which concludes with the Watcher logo as the final image. Now that we get that out of the way, my level 10 drizzles, what are your thoughts on the current scenario with Watcher? Do you believe that they will ever be able to recover, or do you believe that this is the end? Put your thoughts in the comments section below. To receive additional updates, make sure to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe to the channel. Continue to be curious till we meet again.